What has personal development and self love taught me? It's taught me to try to overpass the overthinking. Bypass it. Can you do that? Bypass overthinking? Ignore the overthinking. It's taught me learn, educate yourself, unlearn the things that you feel like you need to unlearn, and then put something into practice. I started off my self love, personal development journey about 2 or 3 years ago. And I started off just by reading books. The very first book that I read was Gifted to Be for my birthday. It was, which one was it? It was You're a Badass. It's one of the You're a Badass ones, and it's the yellow book. And that book was like, whoa, it was kind of a little wake up call that I had been needing. And I kind of then tumbled into my whole like personal development. What's the word? Spiraled into this personal development journey of mine. And I kept reading books. I started actually becoming very curious about just what else I could learn because I had realized that up until that point I felt like a dumbass. And I wanted to learn more things and I wanted to understand myself better and I wanted to learn more about how people around me function. So after reading about like 4 to 6 like personal development books, one day I was like, all right, well, you read all these books. When are you gonna put this into practice? And I did for a little bit, and I've done it with like getting like myself into shape. I've gone through like different phases where I'm like super like working out, and then I fall off track. But just like the the general self development journey is, just like you have highs, you have lows, and just when you think you've figured yourself out, you then go back and it's like, wait, what happened to all my progress? Um, and so this year for me was I realized like I was constantly distracted by everything that was going on around me. It was always like the hangouts, the constantly seeing people, the busyness of just life. And thank goodness that this year happened specifically for me because it got me to just do a wake up call and be like, yo, like you could get really sick and just die and you never did what you wanted to do. And YouTube is something that I had wanted to do. And there's a couple other things like projects that I've wanted to do. And this year I pushed myself to like start them. And so that's where I'm going with the self love, personal development conversation is that I've learned through all the books that I read, the same concept shows up every single time, and it is a self discipline. Self discipline is the ultimate form of self love. I think if the word self love didn't exist, how do you show someone that you give a shit about your life? It's by how disciplined you are. It's about knowing what you want and actually and who you want to be and taking the necessary steps to be that person. I've learned that every time that I was able to show up for all the people in my life that I like adore and love to support, I was saying no to myself. So I was really starting like put in my head like, oh, like it's okay, like I can just push myself, my own interests, my own desires to the side, like it's okay. And I was starting to become like really resentful because I'm like, dang, like I always show up for people and it's like, well, when do they show up for me? And it's like, well, you're not giving them anything to show up for. Like all the people in your life adore you. And if you had something for them to root about, they would be rooting for you too, you know? And so it's like, well, dang it, you're so quick to help everybody else. Like, help yourself first, sis. Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Um, so here we are, me chatty patting away. Ideally, if this YouTube channel goes the way I'd like it to go, I'm just gonna be able to have conversations with you guys, and then maybe with you guys hearing me talk aloud about my own introspection and discoveries, you guys will also be able to maybe use me as a mirror to kind of like reflect upon your own life and your own experiences and be like, hey, maybe I need to do that too. Or, oh shit, I didn't realize that that was also a problem for me, you know? I think one of, I call it my superpowers, is that I know how to be very relatable. I am very open about how messy I can be, about how like naive I could be about things. And then as soon as I learn the lesson, I love to share it. I love sharing like what I learn. Um, I'm unfortunately, to my own detriment, a person who loves to learn off of experience and off of my own personal mistakes. But as I go through life and I continue to make mistakes and then learn from them, if I can share my little life lesson with you guys, that'd be super dope. That's kind of what I want to do more than anything. Um, Obviously, my personal experiences are my own. I'm not gonna dare give you guys advice on how you should like specifically navigate yours. I'm gonna just share my life as an example, and then you guys do what you want with the information. If anything resonates, then cool, and I help somebody out. And then if you guys have advice or tips or anything for me, it's welcome. It's 100% welcome. This YouTube channel started because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start doing something I want to do, and I need to fund my second project that I want to start. So if I can get popping on YouTube, YouTube will give me money, and then I can fund my other projects that I want to develop. So stick around for more. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. If you guys find me a little amusing, my hot messness that I can be, but then also like my endearing advice. Not my advice, just my personal experiences. Share my videos. Tell your friends about them. If you have friends that could use an internet friend, I'm here. Okay. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll have the next one up in a couple of days.